Now, an intruder has attacked the husband of U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi at the couple's home in San Francisco. Paul Pelosi is being treated for injuries in hospital, but is expected to make a full recovery. The alleged attacker is being held in custody. Police are investigating whether there is a political motive. Nancy Pelosi was not at home at the time.
8 months into Russia's own...
Well, let's cross over to Washington, D.C. and speak to DW's Michaela Kufner. Michaela, what more do we know about this assault?
Well, we know very little except for the bare details that in the middle of the night, the attacker managed to get into the house, according to AP, which is citing close sources, through the back door, attacking Paul Pelosi with a hammer. He does not have the kind of security detail that his wife, of course, has, Nancy Pelosi, as the Speaker of the House. So what is unclear is what kind of security arrangements were there. He was brought to hospital, and according to a statement by a spokesperson for Nancy Pelosi, he is injured, but he's expected to make a full recovery. So the open question is this politically motivated? We do not have details about the attacker, what his motivation was, or is this plainly crime? But it does come at a time as concerns are growing here of politically motivated violence. And we also recently heard a Republican Senator, Susan Collins of Maine, give an interview saying that she wouldn't be surprised if a senator got killed. So that are the levels of concern here at this very moment, with still very sketchy details.
Yeah, and I think more broadly there would be other concerns about security for U.S. politicians ahead of the midterm elections next month.
Well, it really doesn't matter who you ask on the Hill. There is an increasing level of threats extending to individual senators. We've seen those interviews as well. Also, we're seeing polling that shows after that very violent insurrection on January 6, 2021, that more and more, not just Republicans, see violence as a legitimate way to change the political course. Depending on which poll you cite, it's between a quarter and a third of Americans who believe that that could be justified in certain circumstances. So you do see more preparedness to go beyond simply voicing your concerns, your opinion through the political process. This is really hanging like a dark cloud over these upcoming elections. And Donald Trump, of course, in the past and just recently saying that the minority leader, Mitch McConnell, when he voted in favor of the budget of the household continuing, avoiding a government shutdown, that he had a death wish. We've seen quite a bit of rhetoric, and just this week we saw the conviction of 3 men who were plotting to abduct Gretchen Whitmer, a governor here in the United States. So you can see these as individual incidents, but what it amounts to is a growing concern that there could be violence in the run-up and during, or potentially also after, the upcoming midterm elections on November the 8th.
All right, Michaela Kufner reporting for us in Washington, D.C. Thank you so much.